We back, boy. Young Zeke TV. Got a familiar face in the building. Mr. Marv.
Ayatollah.
Ayatollah. There
I appreciate you, Zeke.
Already.
Pushing me in.
Hey, good to see you again, bro. How life been treating you since the last time we seen each other?
I'm still here. I'm surviving. I just, I was in hiatus for a couple of months because I had a major contract on my life that ended up being some bullshit.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, man. I didn't want to get right to it, but how did that go, man? Last time.
I'm still here, and so they're putting the bag. They put the bag, but the bag reversed on them. So now they in hiding, and I'm still out walking the street, doing the same thing I've been doing. Some legitimate folks in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So some of these dudes is play acting and acting like they. So when the real come in, the fake got to leave out.
Already, real recognized real. I heard him on one podcast, man. He brought your age up. He was like, man, this dude, what? That make him 72. He's like, he ain't been in the streets. I talked to Melvin, but I ain't never seen him.
He talked to Melvin. He talked to a lot of Crips, but I'm in the street every day. I'm 72, and I've been in the street since I was 9. I'm still functioning. I'm still doing what I'm doing. I'm accepted. I ain't turning down no fades. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can get it. Anybody that want it.
Yeah, already. That's how we moving. Yeah. Antoine Doolittle, man.
I want to get into the thing about checking in.
Mm-hmm.
This is an important thing in life. I've been in 40 states of the United States. I sold drugs in most of the states. And everywhere I went, I had to check in.
Mm-hmm.
Checking in is just a courtesy that you do. I don't know the temperature of Dallas. I had to check in with Eve, find out what it was doing, talk to you, because I don't know what y'all city got going. Anything can happen to me. You feel what I'm saying?
That's real.
So checking in has been a courtesy. And we all been cool with the courtesy until a white boy said he ain't checking in. Tekashi 6ix9ine. He a white man, so he ain't got to check in. He's the police. Right? So now once a white man said niggas got a problem with it. The brother PNB, if he had a checked in with somebody, there's no way in the hell he would have took his ass to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle on Main and Manchester.
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody would have told him, look, homie, don't go over there right now, or let me send somebody over there that know the area.
Right.
You understand me? That's a check-in.
Right. Now, I heard the white boy, what's his name? He got Milk. He was like, man, what was he doing at that Roscoe's? He say out of all of them.
You could have went. They got one on Manchester and Los Angeles, right by the airport.
Mm.
The original one is in Hollywood. Then they got one on Lake La Brea and Pico.
Mm.
They even got one in Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
They got one in Long Beach. Why did you have to go to the murder capital of the world? You didn't know. You just thought, well, I'm going out here. I'm going to the hood. See, in California, there's a perimeter. If you stay north of Wilshire, you may be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Stay in the valley, you may be safe. Go to Anaheim, you may be safe. If you come in the perimeter of the jungle, it ain't but two things in the jungle: predator and prey. And if you're not a predator, you're the prey.
That's how I go.
All over the state. So this is a check-in. See, now, the difference between checking in and taxing, Charleston White said he was just in California last week, right?
Right.
He said he went to California. He got taxed when he got there. It cost him $10,000 to be there.
Well, he said something like he made that much.
He made
10, 20,000.
He said he made 30,000,
mm.
but he only took back 20 because he had to pay 10,000.
Oh, okay.
So he had to pay security 10,000. Then he was at Anaheim at Disneyland. He stayed out of the perimeter. He wasn't qualified to come to the hood.
So he had to pay $10,000 in extra security to be there.
Extra security. He got taxed. I'm not coming to your state to get taxed, bro. You can tell me it costs something, but you're going to have to make me do it.
Yep. You walked up in there by yourself.
By myself.
Yeah.
Every state I go to, I go in. And I'm not solo bolo. I got a gang of my little, a shout out to the Fish Trap Pyrus.
Already.
The treetop Pyrus. Some of the Crips in Dallas, Texas got my back.
Oh yeah, man. Because real recognize real wherever you go.
You know,
man.
So everything I do, I just left Chicago with the Nation of Islam. I checked into the Supreme Captain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying?
Like you say, you should want to check in so you know your people can take care of you.
If you're not taking care of me, you're going to at least tell me where I should go.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by taking care of you. Say, man, don't go over there right now because it's hot over there, or do such and such. You know what I'm saying?
When you go, here's something to handle it.
Right.
If that boy had went in there with somebody, there's no way nobody could have. He was in there nonchalant, and a man walked up on him and blew his ass out.
Mm.
He didn't even have enough sense to put his back up against the wall to see who's coming in the door.
Man.
So we get dislocated.
A lot of people felt like the girls gave his location, you know, and it was a setup.
Well, I mean, if the girl, everybody on Snapchat, they give up all their locations. Every time you're on the phone, you give up your location.
Mm-hmm.
She's impressed. She with her man, and she did what she did. She didn't get nothing out of it. She didn't have no insurance policy on it. So how did she set him up?
Yeah, that makes sense.
She didn't get the jewelry. So how did she set him up?
That make a whole lot of sense.
You know?
That make a lot of.
So getting to what we talk about, Charlie, this brother Antoine Doolittle, when Charlie said he never snitched on nobody, he never. If anybody got any paperwork on him, he would give him $25,000.
Mm-hmm.
When we got the paperwork, he ain't gave up a dime. But they got this brother been in prison in y'all's prisons in Texas since 1991. Bro, 57 years old. He been in jail 42 years.
Antoine Doolittle.
Antoine Doolittle. So we got a fund. We're trying to get a lawyer. We had some attorneys in Texas that said, some black attorneys that fell down. I don't know if they're scared of Charlie or white America, but oh man, there's nothing we can do. But I got some bad attorneys out of Houston, up under Percy Foreman and Racehorse Haynes, Adamo and Cobb, Richard Cobb. And for $75,000, they'll get him out. We got 25. If everybody just not smoke a blunt once a day, and send me $1, send $1 to the app to free this brother, and we need to start doing something for each other.
That's right.
Doing something for each other. So you can cash app us # Gangster Legal, legal consultants. Anybody that got a legal problem, we in California know how to handle it, or we can refer you. So this is the shout out to everybody that, man, sooner or later you're going to get in some kind of difficulty. So we need each one teach one. So, I mean. That's
real, man.
This dude that shot Ronald Reagan, he shot Ronald Reagan in 1981. In 3 years, he was getting home passes. They just released him. This man shot the president of the United States.
And he getting released.
And he's on the street right now. He's a white man.
Man.
But they give a black baby. This brother was under tragic, he was under post-traumatic stress, just growing up in the neighborhood. So what he did, he was out of his mind. So you gonna hold out against a kid at 57 years old?
Yeah, man. That's a long time, man. You got cats on the streets nowadays doing murders and getting out in 10 years,
you know
15 years.
But this Michael Levy's sister in 2003, she came to the board and told Antoine Doolittle she forgive him, and she has nothing but Charleston White, every board hearing, he comes to the board and tells them he don't want him on the street.
Can I ask you something? This was Charleston's friend as a child,
he
right?
Said he wasn't no friend. They just did something. But Charleston was, Charlie was, he was a little abused kid. And these dudes just took him along. I was the mastermind in this. The only thing he mastermind is testifying against these dudes.
Man. man, and he could go to the court, and
Well, we're trying to deal with demented compassion, temporary insanity. That's a gang of pleas that you can have for a minor. They say a man doesn't come into the mindset a regular man. When you talk about a regular man, they talk about white people. They don't have a fully understanding until you're 26 years old. Your mind hasn't formulated in right and wrong, society says, until you're 26. So as a 15-year-old kid, without the luxuries of what white America gives you, where do you think his mindset was?
Yeah.
So you throw him in a cage with a gang of other zombies.
So he was the trigger man?
Yeah, he was the trigger man. He's the one. Charleston White never put his hand on a gun.
And then that's why he free.
That's why he volunteered to testify. He showed the
He
police.
testified.
He showed the police with a gun. We got 500 page of transcript where he testified. I think we showed him to you last time.
Man.
And he's walking around here claiming, making $30,000-$40,000, and this brother's is still in the penitentiary.
It's a cold game, man.
It's a cold game. So if everybody would just send $1 to $ Gangster Legal, Ayatollah Marv and Melvin Farmer.
Y'all got that? $ Gangster Legal.
Legal consultants. We got you.
Okay. Man, on that same note, you say people being released for lesser things. A lot of people got mad over the Brittany Griner release. You informed on any of that?
Yeah, I mean,
they felt like they gave up too much.
I just seen a post. It says that America it says Russia got back a international terrorist, and we got back Joanna Man.
Oh man, that's cold.
I mean, but bro,
that's cold.
The only reason now, you think if she was, if her wife was a black woman, they would have freed her?
Yes.
No.
Because of the pressure of the NBA. You got NBA players and NBA.
But we still ain't got anything for Calvin Carpenter. What's his name? Kaepernick.
Kaepernick, right.
So we ain't got justice for him. So we got a lesbian girl to get arrested in Russia for having marijuana or having a vape or whatever she is. Right. And it takes priority over all these other brothers that's being criticized.
Yeah, I think it was strategized, man.
It was strategized through the gay community. Everything right now is white America, and they try to belittle blacks as much as possible, bro. Do you realize how many black men are in prison for nothing at all, and they'll go get a lesbian female from Russia? Yeah. What's the big deal? Do you know how many people from this country is in prisons in foreign countries for drugs?
Yeah, and they gave up a lot for this dude. He was like the head of the guns.
If you find out what his track record was, so I mean,
the Russian mafia, he's smuggling guns and all that,
guns and assassinations.
Yeah.
So you gave up that. Well, what kind of deal is it with Russia? But we can deal with the Ukraine. There's so much politics behind it. But we always make black people the scapegoat. So okay, this is what we did. Brittany Griner ain't never done nothing for me. So she ain't from Compton. So I mean, I have no sympathy for her or what she did or what happened. She's never did anything for the black cause.
But at the same time, man, a lot of people was like, man, she ain't. When she was locked up, they was like, man, she a black girl. They ain't gonna go get her. They gonna leave her over there. And then when they went and got her, they was like, man, why they go get her? They should have left her. That's all people something else, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we're in a position we ain't good enough for us. Ain't too much. Oh man, yeah, they gonna leave her. So this is the 42 fake with white America. Okay, Negroes, we'll give you this. But still in all, we haven't got any rights in the state Supreme Court. They just did a bill for gays in the state Supreme Court. They made a bill for Asians in the state Supreme Court. All behind Charles Floyd, is that his name?
George Floyd. George Floyd.
Behind George Floyd. But what did blacks get out the deal?
Oh man, Black Lives Matter.
And they still don't matter. But everybody got a piece of the pie but us, huh?
Yeah. They put a couple of paints up in the streets and all that.
Yeah. But everybody got laws to protect them, and they still killing black people, man.
I mean, they go and change laws to hurt us even more.
To hurt us even
They
more.
don't change them to help us. They change them to put us down even farther.
And we don't see it.
Hey,
We think Brittany Griner is a big, they say Brittany. She don't play for the Lakers, do she?
Hey, but you got the people that play for the Lakers. They was rooting for her release, man.
They was rooting.
Man, all NBA teams, all WNBA teams. You got the sports people, the president. It was a lot of pressure on them, man.
Well, how many of them cheered for Kyrie Irving?
Oh man, they were scared. They were scared they're gonna lose their little contracts.
Oh, okay. So it's when it's convenient.
Mm.
You dig what I'm saying? It's not. Bruh said something, and they criticized and made him act. You apologize, you pay, but nobody ever criticized Amazon that put it out.
Yeah.
And after he made the statement, they said their sales went up 75%.
Yeah, I heard Adidas sales dropped when they dropped Kanye. They say they doing bad.
Adidas ain't gonna never do bad. They was making shoes before Kanye. They'll make them after Kanye. And
that's
what
the truth.
and what Kanye said. See, Kanye made a statement before this, and everybody was appalled when Kanye said slavery is a choice. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Negroes was mad as hell. Kanye West did not say the people that came over here as slaves had a choice. But when they give you $1 million and tell you to suck this nigga dick, you got a choice to do it, huh?
Yeah.
So when you take this role and you put on a dress, you got a choice. So slavery is a choice, huh? You got to, like you just said, all these NBA players, before, like everybody, like,
well, you could have choose to either do it or die. You right. You had a choice to do it or die.
And it ain't do it or die. Now you'll do it and just not get paid. So you're a slave to a structure that's not even costing you your life. And we got people discussing that. Oh, let's talk about Texas. We got Charlie talking about what he did, but any of y'all ever get mad at Jerry Jones? You know Jerry Jones?
Yeah.
Jerry Jones, he owned the Dallas Cowboys, right?
That's right.
They just brought up some pictures of him in the 60s when some blacks was trying to get into school. He was with the Ku Klux Klan protesting against it.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, oh man, I was young. Do you think he has a change mentality? If you look at his hierarchy in his establishment, ain't a black working.
Never had a black coach.
Never.
Coach.
He's the same mentality, but it's all right, huh? That's Jerry Jones. But he has enough money to give retributions back to the blacks.
But I have seen, man, he loved Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith, Dirty Draws, man.
A lot of slave owners love they buck slaves.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see Django?
Yeah, you right.
Samuel was the man for Candyland. So don't tell me about how much a cracker loves somebody, man, and he's still just a nigga to him. I hear people say, well, these white people, well, I never used the N-word. Well, you just said it. The N-word is saying nigga, huh?
Yeah. The other end, you know what the N-word means.
You know what it means, and you are saying it. So you said it in your little cubby hole, but we hold nobody accountable. Bro, we've been in this country all our lives. Since the Plymouth Rock, blacks have been in every war, split bloodshed, and lost lives for America.
Right.
And out of 50 states, we ain't got one. That's bad economics, huh?
Yeah, man. I want to ask you a question. I don't know about in LA, but in Dallas, I see the Spanish people with dental offices, gas stations, grocery stores, and
They
other
took
things.
over California.
And I was like, man, why the black people can't come together and build things and have things
Well,
like
we
that?
have it. We gave it away. We had Black Wall Street. We had Rosewood.
Man, that's in the past. Why?
So right now we've become new kind of Negroes. This dude said that black people. I found out black people don't want to be free. We just want white people to like us. So these Mexicans come over here. They're revolutionaries. They're taking back what was stolen from them.
Mm-hmm.
And Compton, California, we was the first black city west of the Mississippi's in 1970. 1976, we had a black mayor, black police chief, black fire chief, a black city council.
Mm-hmm.
In 1976, had bustling businesses. Everything was rolling. Crack came along. We don't even have a black restaurant in Compton. You can't come into a black club. You wonder where blacks are? It's just like we just evaporated. Everything down the street is Gonzales, Guadalupe. They took over and come in groves. And you can't get mad at them because they in here on a mission.
Right.
All we wanted to do be close to white people. We never took anything to take something for ourselves. We get a gang of money. We don't build in the hood. We move to Beverly Hills.
Oh yeah, right next to them.
Trying to get as close to white folks as we can.
Boy.
You see Jerry Jones, like what's the players you say their name?
Michael Irvin and Emmett.
Do you know how much money they make him? And he gives them crumbs. This is one of my partners was saying the other day that 90% of the NBA players are broke. It ain't but 3% that are millionaires. The football players, it ain't every football player on that bench ain't making $1 million.
Yeah, that's right.
You got 2 or 3 on a team that's millionaires. And the money's going through their hands so fast, a bad management, by the end of the year, they all broke too.
Broke and body hurt all up.
Body hurt all up. A slave, and he had a choice.
But some of them do right with their money.
What right did they do with it?
I mean, some of them,
you got some youngsters right now. You got what's his name out of Cleveland? Just went LeBron building a community. You got these youngsters that got a different mindset.
Yeah.
You got some revolution.
LeBron, he building schools and everything.
Yeah, for right here, not in Africa. And he's doing it right here in the hood. But you got these young minds. We're the only race of people that our elders criticize children. Man, these rappers, we need to stop this. But you never talk about stopping Capitol Records, Motown, or Warner Brothers, huh?
Man, they doing the most.
It was a time on radio that they bleeped out all the curse words. Now it's in the ghetto. Everything is hands on.
Yeah. But the one part about that is they kids, they take a liking to the black people.
That's
so
just
so the race growing up, I see a brighter future for us.
It ain't gonna be no brighter because white people only be niggas to a limit. And then they go back to being white. We don't have that option.
Yeah.
If we don't make it right now, tomorrow ain't promised to us. Oh, I was in Wisconsin, and we was at Wisconsin High School, right? And they had a problem with Wisconsin and with gang members. And when I went there, I thought I was gonna see these white boys, they call them wiggers.
Wiggers. That's white boys that
They
act.
won't act
Black
like
boys
niggas.
act like white.
White boys that act like
Oh
niggas.
yeah.
And they had braids, and they was like, "What's up, homie? Man, you from Compton?" He know never been out of Wisconsin. He know every street, every hood. He didn't go, man, know every one of DJ Quick's and the Games records.
He done studied this shit.
He done studied it. And he know it better than he said, yeah, man, more. Yeah, man, on Elm Street, you say you grew up on Elm, man, yeah, on Wilmington and Nixon. Yeah, and they got Black Wall Street over here. I'm listening to these dudes. And they got their own private walk where all the wiggers walk, and all the white girls, the pro whites is like, oh, they got
Look at the wiggers.
These are the wiggers, right? And I'm looking at them, man, and it's like 2 or 3 blacks that are confused. They don't know what side to be on. So, yeah, white America, they can come in and deal with us. And when they finish dealing with us, when they get mature, they write books about us. Yeah, I was with the niggers for 3 years.
Yeah, white people, man, they something else. They'll take everything from you. Have you ever heard of Terrence Gangster Williams?
No.
You haven't? Oh, okay.
You from Compton?
No, nah, he ain't from Compton. You know, a lot of people on I forgot you don't watch the internet. It's supposed to be Birdman's brother, you know. A lot of people saying he snitched to get out. By me asking you that, because, you know, Gunna just got out. And, you know, a lot of people accusing Gunna of snitching. You know, have you heard of Gunna?
No.
Oh, man, I know since me talking to you about that.
I mean, you know, somebody was telling me about it. Him and some brother got arrested, and they just let him out, you know. So,
oh yeah. He was with Young Thugger. You know, they got indicted and right. And you know, they let Gunna out. So people were like, how he get out?
How he get out?
You know,
it's a good question. Did he bail out?
I heard they gave him like a 10-year sentence, and he got to do it on probation or something like that. Don't give me the line. So they was like, well, he did a deal with him.
He pled guilty.
He told something, right?
He told everything. In the feds, they have a thing called accepting responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, if you plead guilty to a charge, you have to stand in front of open court and accept responsibility. So I have to say that I came to Dallas, Texas,
right,
and I got in contact with E. E got in contact with you. He gave me your address, and I came down here.
Mm-hmm.
And you introduced me to big man across here, and I came over here to here. That's accepting. I have to tell you every element of the crime.
Not part of.
Every element of the crime. Or you don't get a deal. In the state, you can just say guilty and go.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got to. I ain't got to snitch on you. I might. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like Charleston, I might. I'm gonna tell for my deal. And I'm gonna make a deal that I'm gonna testify in court. But for in the feds, if you would have crime partners and they get 20 and you get 5, you told on them. In front of the court. You didn't just tell on them. You wasn't no CI. You stood up in the courtroom before you took your deal. You have to accept responsibility. And you have to tell the judge every element of the crime.
So, what you think Young Thug and them gonna face? It was like 28 dudes they indicted. So, if he cooperated with them, you think they can strike a deal too, or it's over with?
No deal over. First man come. Everybody else gets served.
Ooh.
Unless you got somebody else on the street I can go pick up.
Oh. Okay. What if it come to the light that Gunna was lying, and somebody else came up and testified and say he lying? It went like this.
I don't care. He got out first.
Will they take his deal back?
No, they won't.
Oh.
Because see, under the RICO Act, like I was explaining last night, the RICO Act it's continued criminal activity.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to get you on tape. I had to have you under surveillance for at least 6 months before I can tie you into the RICO. BMF, they went a whole year.
Right.
And phone taps, phone conversation, elements of different transport, being in certain places, being in certain hotels, that brought them in on the RICO. It ain't you just standing here and you just interviewing me,
Right.
and they arrest me outside and they come get you.
Yeah, it don't work like that.
No, he just interviewed me. But he interviewed you. But last time he was here, he was over at the hotel with you, and y'all did this. And he called you in California, and y'all discussed this. Like, oh, what? Oh, so continued criminal activity.
Right. Right. Man, you got to watch yourself, man, in this game. It can get serious.
I tell people all the time, playing the game is not enough. You have to know the rules to the game. Because if you just play every time the referee he say it's a foul, you don't know how to defend it. You should never get in a crime. A man told me a long time ago, Marvin, you carry them guns. I don't do nothing but 16, 2 or 3. I don't do nothing but burglaries. I know when I get caught, I'm going to do 16, 2 or 3. Max I'm going to do is 3 years. I know my car. Y'all up in here, y'all got robbery, 5 years, murder, life sentence.
Yeah.
Too many elements, unknown elements to you, to what you're doing. And I started thinking about it, man. I went to the feds. One of the little homies broke in my house. And I was working for Mike Tyson at the time. And when I seen them go in my house and rape my house, I couldn't believe it. That nobody do me like this. And instead, now, if I'd have been a citizen, I'd have just called the police, said it was a burglary. I had AAA insurance. They would replace everything. Me being a gangster in the street, I got to find out who did it. I find out who did it. Before they got to the hospital, they told the homie. I go to jail, and we ain't gonna see. They send me to the feds. Not for the gun, but for being a known gang member. They got this thing called Operation Safe Streets, 1968. It was for bank robbers and gangsters. Anybody with the element possessing a gun that wasn't made in their state and they're a felon, you get 65 years in prison.
Oh, that's how they got you?
That's commerce, interfering with commerce. It's called the commerce law, right? And I'm looking at
that go back to me when I told you they make them laws to take us down.
No, they make the laws. You take yourself down when you don't know the law.
Yeah.
Now, well, I'm showing
they
you
knew
this.
9 times out of 10 it was gonna be a young black man with that gun.
When I'm showing you this, I now know law. I'm in the law library, and I'm looking one element of the crime compares with another element. So I'm looking at commerce, and I look at a thing, and it's called computer fraud, right? And I looked at computer fraud, and in computer fraud, you can steal up to $80 million. In your first offense is 48 months.
Damn.
Now, for me, just having a gun was 65 years.
Damn.
And you can, $80 million.
So you can steal $80 million, you can get less time than that than killing somebody. I mean, or just getting caught with a gun. Not even
that's the word there, killing somebody. Killing don't get nobody rich but the undertaker in the graveyard, huh? If you steal $1 million from white America, you know what do you want to know? How in the hell did you do it? How'd your black ass get in here and steal my money?
Right.
So that's all. He don't care. Bodies, man, do you know how long white people have been killing white people? You ever heard of a thing called the Crusades? It was a 300-year war.
Nah, yeah, I have heard of that. But,
It's religious crusades.
I ain't informed on it. But
Yeah, so we need to be informed of what history. When you talk about this white man tell you, oh, can we all just get along? Can we be free? He has a nature of killing. In the Civil War, they killed each other for 3 years.
Right. I remember, like in Django, the man said, we got this thing in our head that make us not care.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, black people, y'all care.
Yeah, we got the element. We got the element because God made man. You understand me? Minister Farrakhan says, he says, when a black woman sees a black man, she sees God. And you show him the nigga.
Yeah.
You understand me?
That's real. Hey, but earlier we was talking about checking in. Sauce Walker was in got into some confrontations, and then I seen you on pictures with him.
Yeah,
in the same outfit with his shirt. I mean, no outfit, shirt off.
Dude tried to rob them.
Right.
And they tried to rob him. Some little scuffle going, and bro was wrestling with the dude with the gun and messed around there, and he hit the ground and busted his face, and dude tore his shirt off.
Mm-hmm.
So he came up to the pop-up shop. When he came to the pop-up shop, he like, OG, what's up? I didn't know him from a can of paint.
Mm-hmm.
He like, man, yeah, man, I'm so and so. He said, man, nigga, just try, man, somebody, and they end up shooting the dude that tried to rob him. You did
the security.
Yeah, so he was like explaining it to me, and we got to talk. He tell me, man, I'm out of Houston, and I got to telling him that I've done a lot of crime in Houston back in the 70s, and we talked about Third Ward, Fifth Ward, Scott and Cullen, Post River Oaks, and the whole thing. Found out I knew some of his people back there. And people started hitting me up, man, you was with Sauce Walker? Like, who is he? You know?
So you just happened to be there at the time that it was going down.
Good young brother, man, you know.
Yeah. You know, and that's a coincidence that, you know, he claimed Pyru.
He's Pyru,
and you OG Pyru, you know.
We linked. He's like, man, he keep telling me, man, come down Houston, Marvin, whatever you need, man, I got you. So
yeah, so that's why people was like, oh, he checked in with OG, you know.
It was a coincidence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So but now when he come, he holler.
Yeah.
Man, okay, bro, I'm here. My brother comes in. Hey, man, look, we getting ready to go here. What you think about it? I'm available. If not, I'm gonna send somebody.
And that's what's needed, man.
You know,
that's what we
that was our connection.
Each other.
That was our connection. You know, I was talking to brother about with the Nation of Islam, when the Nation of Islam had all the security package on all the rappers in the 90s and the 2000s, never lost one. Never lost one. And soon as they pull back off the Nation of Islam, dudes start getting picked off, thinking that they can deal with their own dynamics. We got Muslims, the nation, in every state of the United States, in every community. I got a brother in Dallas. I can call man and say, hey man, Z needs some help out here. Woo, man, send some brothers down. And it's handled. You know, you need an army. You understand me?
That's real, man.
No country it makes it without an army, bro. And we feel like we can do our own thing. We can't.
We so against each other. It's hard to build a black army because we so against each other, man. We the worst when it comes to coming together.
Because we think what white America make us think. You know what I'm saying? It's not that we against each other. We just don't understand each other. We've been so pumped full of video games and boys in the hood. These fantasies got us on individualistic thinking.
Right.
It was a time we was team players, teamwork.
Man, I ain't seeing too much of that nowadays.
Ain't too much of it. But it's just like
these niggas hate each other, man.
Yeah. We was taught that. It wasn't something we was born with. You know?
Yeah. Man, I think that y'all, if y'all listening, youngsters, man, y'all quit hating on each other and come together.
And it's not. And once you know, it's just like a soldier in the army, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have a soldier in the army, America always finds a battle for a soldier to go to. If a soldier's in the army, if he don't find somebody to fight, they fight among themselves. These youngsters is just young soldiers. Yeah. And right now, they don't recognize who the true enemy is. A dude will run down on you in a minute. Where you from? You got that kid. What's up, blood? What's up, cuz? But he won't say it to a Mexican.
Or a white boy with way more money. They
would go in. They would rather go in your house and take your TV than go to May Company or Macy's and steal a whole box of them.
Man, the white boy walking around with a $20,000 wedding band on, $20,000, $15,000 Rolex and a $20,000 wedding band.
Yeah.
And he want to come take a nigga rim necklace off.
One necklace. We do what we think is easy.
Well, it's crazy, man.
But
I'm not saying go attack the white man, but I'm just saying the way you attacking your own brother for less money.
Man, let me tell you, I was in Houston, Texas, and I was in the Harris County Jail with a man by the name of T. Cullen Davis.
Mm-hmm.
T. Cullen Davis was an oil billionaire out of Austin, Texas. Mm-hmm. And my attorney is Richard Cobb. He sent me to court one day and he said, I want you to listen to this. Young brother was in court, and Judge Carino, they was offering him 60 years, and he took a deal for 30 years, right?
Right.
And he got 30 years for a grand theft auto for stealing a car.
Damn. Where was this at?
In Houston, Texas.
Oh, man.
In 1978.
Yeah.
For stealing a car. Now listen what this judge said. He said, I have found you to be a menace to your community, right? Marvin Zidler is a Chevy dealer. Sells 2,000 cars a month. Mm. You elected to go and steal a person's car that was 65 years old, and she had to get her husband to dialysis. So he's saying that you could have went and stole a car and they had insurance. You could have took a brand new car, but you was in your own neighborhood, right, and you stole a used car that they needed. I don't want you in my community, so you're a menace to your own community, so I'm putting your ass away for 30 years.
Man. Hey, man, that sound about right, man.
You feel what I'm saying?
If they start doing that a lot more, man, they'll quit doing that.
You know, but you get 100 years for killing somebody in your own community, because he know if you start getting the message, you'll be a serial killer in his community.
Well, yeah. Man, if they start practicing that, man, people will start. I don't even know why they let them walk around with these guns. This gun law stuff, this open carry, that's the craziest thing I ever seen.
But white people been open carrying all the time. They are licensed to kill. But when you can't have a gun, nigga, you still a slave. You have a right to say you don't want to be a slave.
Right, but you know, it's kind of.
If everybody had a gun, bro, we would cut down the murder rate.
That's what they trying to do in Texas, but you know, man, it's getting ridiculous. You see everybody with a gun hanging off their waist.
Man,
these youngsters, anything you say, they quick to pull it up and.
Right, in 1974, in San Quentin, 1973, they said Compton was murder capital of the world. Right. Mm-hmm. They had 20 dead bodies. All of them wasn't killed in Compton, but they brought them to Compton. That was the first time a state, when it was dehumanizing Compton, they made it murder capital of the world in 1973, right? Mm. In 1973 in San Quentin, California, Bastille by the Bay, we had 189 stabbings and 12 killings in a year, and nobody had a gun. Murder capital of the world. Every time the gate racked, it was debated. So
you saying without the gun, it's still gonna go
just
down.
knives and running up on a man, killing him face to face,
choke him to death, nigga.
Whatever. Everybody. So now we had a lockdown, and they brought a new warden in called Warden Sumner. May of 1974, he said, "Gentlemen, here in Bastille by the Bay, we'll be opening the yard in 3 weeks. So all the contracts you got, get ready, sharpen your knives." Everything you got, we won't be locking down anymore.
Damn.
But you didn't hear what he said. There will be no warning shots. Went over our head, right? Mm. So we came out on the yard that week. Everybody standing on the yard hadn't been out 9 months, just like a woman have a baby, right?
Right.
Before, if you stabbed a man, he had to give Sergeant Smith say, "Lock and load." He'd shoot one time in the air. Back off of it. Mm-hmm. Bam, he'd shoot twice, and then he'd draw down, right? This Mexican ran over to this white boy and started stabbing him. Sergeant Smith said, "Lock and load." Shot the Mexican in the back of the head. Killed him. White boy jumped up and said, shoot him too. Bam! Took him down. Everybody like, what? Then locked the pen down, right?
This some real life story. This ain't no make believe.
When the next week was on the lower yard, 2 Mexicans get in a knife fight. Lieutenant Parker said, lock and load, kill both of them.
And what prison was this?
San Quentin.
Man.
Next thing you know, 2 brothers, a couple of weeks later, got into a fist fight and shot both of them. When people start seeing that their life was in jeopardy for murder, hey, how you doing today? Life change.
Yeah.
You ain't got to do but lay down a couple. And everybody that pretend, everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody want to die.
Yeah, that's a true statement.
So when you make that move and your life may depend on it, you may put, when you walk up on me and I'm strapped too,
yeah,
equal justice. So I wish everybody would get a gun. Just like they give out food stamps, they give me these cell phones trying to be in your conversation, these Obama phones.
Send everybody a little gun.
Get everybody a gun.
At least a little 22 or something.
Give them something.
That's the government gun, the little 22. Hey man, before we get out of here, I'm gonna ask you: do you watch college football? Hey, you heard the Deion Sanders move?
I rob banks. I don't.
You don't do sports.
Ain't no. Dudes. Another prison story. You hear these dudes in prison. They know everything that Magic Johnson, from what he did in high school, what he did in this. LeBron James, he'll give you all his statistics. And you ask him, man, who was the judge that gave you that 25 to life? Man, I don't know that white man's name. Ain't that important?
You know LeBron, everybody.
You know everything about sports. But you ask him who the prosecutor was. Man, fuck that white bitch. She sent me. That's like me putting a gun in your head and you going to hell and don't know who killed you.
Man, that's real spiel right there.
So I'm concerned about my real life. I've never got season tickets to nobody's game. Ain't nobody put my team. They ain't sent you no shirt to wear. I was telling one of the little brothers in the nation, Captain Shahid's son, and he asked me the same question. Brother Marvin, what's your favorite basketball team? None of them. You understand? None of them. Do you realize the mode of communications for black men today? I meet you, I don't know you, and I see, hey man, did you see the game? We don't talk about the stock market. We don't talk about things that sustain our life. We talk about sport and play.
That's real.
We don't talk, as grown men, you sit in the barbershop, everybody talking about the game. Man, you see, they robbed LeBron. They robbed. And be mad about it.
Fight about it.
Fight about it. People ask, they say, I don't play winning or lose. They like to, man, what team? You know who won the Super Bowl last year?
The Rams, LA.
You know who lost?
Wasn't it the Bengals? I don't know.
But my point is this. There's a man that's there every day, every time. He's called the hot dog man, right?
Right.
Nobody knows it. And you buy a hot dog and a beer at every game. And you know what he tells the winner? Man, proud of you. Real. You know what he tells the loser? Better luck next time. And the winner, he may not be there next year, huh? The loser ain't gonna be there, but the hot dog man gonna be there every year. Slinging out. I'm the hot dog man.
You smooth, man. You the hot dog man.
I'm the hot dog man. Now, you ain't gotta know who I am. Pay me.
You gonna be there though.
Every year.
That's what's up, man. So before we get out of here, man, to let the people know about the
Antoine Doolittle. The Antoine Doolittle campaign. We got, if you just cash app us $1 to help us out to free this brother, been in prison in y'all state in Dallas, Texas, for 42 years.
And this is the guy that
this is the man that Charleston White testified against, Antoine Doolittle,
the trigger man that did the incident with Charleston.
He killed Michael Levy. They were stealing shirts out of a mall in Dallas, Texas. And the man took the keys out of the car and Antoine told him to give him the keys, and he shot Michael Levy. And he's not denying that he did any of
these
that.
was young kids.
He was 15 years old at the time.
Young kids.
He's 57 now. Don't you think that's overkill?
Yeah, man.
So
I think justice been served, man.
$ Gangster Legal. $ Gangster Legal. Melvin and Ayatollah Marv, legal consultants. If you need anything, you need any information on your case, if you're incarcerated or locked up, and you have anything that's valid, if you didn't rape somebody, don't call me. You understand? Stealing pussy is not on my chain of events. Molesting kids, I do not deal with. But if you have a legitimate case that you miss justice, you have a way to get out of it. Anything you get in, enough time will get you out. So I'm just asking for the support of Black America. Anybody else want to donate, it's on them, but I'm exclusively talking about let's do something for each other. Let's make a difference. And I think Antoine Doolittle deserves our support. Out of Texas, California, we got up our money. We just need some help.
You gotta email you in case somebody, some people don't feel comfortable giving their money out unless they talk or go back and forth with the person, so I want to give them all the information they need.
They can get at me at noiprotection@gmail, noiprotection@gmail.com.
And we will put that up at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
There it is, y'all, man. Ayatollah Marv.
Ayatollah.
Ayatollah.
Got it. We got it.
We up out of here, Young Z TV.
Oh.